Welcome back to the show. I have a special guest here with us today. This is Wayne King, who just recently retired as a communication officer working in our Emergency Communication Center, or 911 Dispatch Center. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, how many years have you, or were you, with Roanoke County?
25 years and 3 months.
Wow, that's a long time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's exciting for you now.
Yes.
Good, good. And how many, have all of those years been within the communication center?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you start out?
I just applied for, I applied for communication officer and a firefighter.
Okay.
And I passed both tests, but being working with radios in the Air Force, I decided to go into the communication center.
Okay.
And there was a big difference.
Oh, really?
Yes. When they first put me on the radio, when I was in the Air Force, worked on the airplane, so you had headphones on and you basically had to talk very loud over the noise. And when I did that in the communication center, the officer was saying I was talking too loud. So I had to learn to cut my voice down a little bit.
And I'm sure it didn't take long.
No, it didn't.
That's great. So what do you think has been the biggest advancement in your time working in the ECC, we call it for short?
The technology has changed. When we first started, our CAD system was a DOS system, and we had 2 screens, and we had a phone in a box, and then we had the radio. When I retired, we had 7 screens we looked at.
Wow.
4 of them was for CAD, 1 was for the phone system, and 1 for the radio. And the 7th one was one that we could use to get to the internet, because our CAD system, you could not have the internet on the CAD system. But the technology has changed a whole lot over the years.
I'm sure you've had to keep up with that technology.
Yes. It has really helped us. When we went to this last CAD system, we had mapping in it, which helps us, and also when the officers out there, especially at nighttime, they don't know how to quite get there, we can look at the maps and help them get there.
So you're essentially the eyes and ears for those police officers.
Yeah, and fire and rescue. Yes.
Right, right. That's a remarkable thing. I always say when we visited the ECC that it's like the nucleus. You're the end of that first phone call in from the citizen in distress before they meet the first responders. They hear from you all first.
Yes.
So that's important.
We always say we're the first responders, but then we let the police and fire and rescue.
Sure, you're the first responders.
Right.
Absolutely. And so in all your time, I'm sure there have been very many memorable moments. What are a few of those you might recall?
I always try to give the good ones. I had one instance where a subject he was putting in fence posts and he had a heart attack. A guy walking up on the road seen it, he called it in, so I had to give him CPR. He had to holler down to the guy's friend to give him CPR. And rescue got there and everything worked out great.
Wow.
Funny one, we had this little old lady every night. She'd call in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the question she would ask us is it 3 o'clock? I'm checking my clock.
Oh, okay.
So we'd always tell her, yes, it is 3 o'clock. Those were some of the little nice ones.
Sure, sure. I'm sure you get all kinds of calls, don't you?
Yeah, we get some bad ones too. But you just got to, once you have a bad call, you just got to put it aside and go on to the next one.
Sure, sure. And from what I've been told, only 2% of the population is really, has the skill set to do this type of job. So you're kind of a unique person, as well as all the other communications officers. So what do you say to someone coming in and potentially becoming a communications officer?
Well, at times you're doing 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. You're working, giving information to the officers, you're talking on the phone, and stuff like that. And it's, at times it's very stressful. And I try to tell the new people coming in, always try to be calm. It's going to be hectic at times, but it's basically for a very small group of people.
Sure.
We've had people that came in, thought they was like it, and right off the bat they said, well, I can't do this job.
Right. But you would certainly encourage people to try it out.
Yes. It is a rewarding, and it is a steady job, and you learn a lot of stuff, and but it gets very hectic, and at times.
I'm sure.
And you got we have 8. Well, I'm not there anymore. We used to, when I was there, we had 8 people on the shift, and at times all 8 of us is busy.
Right.
And then at times it calms down.
Right.
But one thing difference between us and, say, the police and the fire and rescue, once that call that they're on is over with, they can go and relax, calm down a little bit. We're just sitting there waiting for the next phone call.
Right.
And sometimes we don't wait very long.
Right.
As soon as we get off of one, then we have another phone call.
Sure.
But it is different, but I enjoyed it, and the main thing was over the years I've helped a lot of people, and that's one of the big rewards.
Sure. Well, congratulations to you. I know you've helped many citizens across Roanoke County, and we certainly appreciate your service and hope you have the best retirement ever.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks for joining us today.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be right back.